welcome. I would say everyone, but we are currently down a technical issue. Welcome everyone. Mondays. Those who amuse the fates. I hope everyone has a enjoyable weekend, if nothing else, and survive the moon days. Quick roll call, then a recap. I think this time we'll do it from Ari's perspective. So I hope you're ready. Roll call. Ari.
Yes.
Aldrix.
I am here.
Abrush.
Yeah.
Mysterious figure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Ari, if you'd be so kind to recap for us.
Yes. Trying to remember something from a week ago. I put like all data half a week ago. I took some notes. So we got to Summerhelm, and we're asking around for. I think it was last session we actually got there, and then we were asking around trying to find a inn to stay at, and potentially some work. Got eyed by many people and started to really stand out, partially because our group kind of we don't look human enough. We're not enough of us like human enough.
You don't look normal.
Yeah, I mean, this is not specifically human, but we're not core. A lot of core races. Okay. We were going to, there's a brawler's place that we headed over to, hoping to find some sort of work, and seeing that it really is just brawling and brute strength. We lingered along the wall for a bit before leaving, seeing no real opportunity there to engage in anything without getting ourselves hurt. We ended up getting sent to a place that did not exist by more than one person. Luckily, knowing that it didn't exist the second time helped. And then found the Marrow Root Inn, which is not in a great part of town, and it's not a great place to stay. But it was inside and warm enough. And this was the place as well. So Abrush went to go feed and ended up running into or got tracked down by a hunter. And Ari stayed downstairs to try and do a bit of gaming and swindling and earn a bit of funds so he can try to have warm enough clothes. And planning to leave early in the morning, we had a wake-up call that was the door being bust in by some sort of a vampire or the like hunter that was after Abrush. And everybody kind of scrambling around in the tiny room. We eventually managed to bring them down, which was lucky since they almost killed Abrush and just knocking the door down and attacking. And our mysterious companion threw Aldrich through the wall. So we didn't have a long enough fight to know for sure which way they were going, if that was intent to help or to hinder. But it seems like we kind of got through all that. We were safe. And for some reason, my computer's turning off on me. Yeah.
No!
And I think that's where we kind of got to, is through all that and got to catch our breath. Oh, yes, and then the loggers that were next door that we burst into the room, or Aldrich specifically burst into the room, think that he was, I guess it was sleeping with somebody else in our room's wife or something like that. I threw out some excuse. I think that's where we're at.
I think we were leaving at this point.
Yes. As you were informed that there was indeed potential work from a woods witch. That would be more suited to, quote, your kind, referring to adventurers.
If you clarify your kind, that kind of takes the fun out of it. Am I supposed to be offended?
I mean, you can still be offended. you were the target of the statement. That's something we respond to. So for the most part, the morning started off well, right? Right, Abarash? It was just how you're used to starting your mornings.
Basically, yeah.
Not the steak and eggs you were hoping for. Yes, I waited a week to say that.
I don't doubt it.
But slapping some gauze and wrapping the wound as best you can. As you get yourself together, gathered your things, hopped in your handy dandy cart. You began to make your way into the woodland near Summerhome, hoping to try and find the wood witch Dahlia, I believe is the name. Dahlia. I've been generating a lot of names today, so bear with me. Ah, yes, the shard, the equal opportunity equalizing shard of I'm taking you down with me.
I figured that was meaningful.
I recall you guys did get vague directions, hoping to try and find them within the woodland.
Yes.
Vague is definitely the keyword in that statement.
Probably because they didn't have any other directions to give.
She's like, they're in the woods.
It's,
The
I think
woods
they
are
said
very
the
big.
west. I think they said the west part of the woods
Yes.
specifically.
It shouldn't be too far from the city, as she is a known entity here within. By mid morning, the cart comes rattling off of a steady path and in onto more bumpy terrain, for better or worse to those lounging in the back. Sarah not exactly thrilled with the bumpy ride, but this is probably the most pouty she has been the entirety of the trip. Mainly as it is Lilith who's complaining about not exactly having gotten a decent amount of rest. The entire just the shenanigans that you guys just dealt with. Harassed Abarosh for like at least an hour once y'all left the city about why did that man attack us. It was all because of you. I know it was because of you.
I plead the fifth.
She tells you she's not the government. That doesn't work here.
Threat. Foiled again.
Um, is it as per usual? Aldrich is the one driving.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
All right. So I'm gonna need an animal handling check from you after about
Okay.
an hour of entering into the wood. Now the underbrush here in this area is relatively cleared. You assume that it is maintained so that they can come every now and then get a bit of lumber. They don't do full clearing or anything of that nature. But they'll come and like pick a couple choice trees as far as the industry goes. But about an hour in, you all begin to notice by all those with a animal handling passive of 13 begin to note that the horse is looking or acting a little skittish, and you find yourself like having to pull on the right lane um to sort of keep it on your vague path, as it seems to want to try and circle and leave the area in full. You coax it and calm it down enough, that you've regained a full degree of control over it, but it doesn't, it's not like it's scared per se. It's not like trying to bolt. It's just trying not to go this way. Either out of instinct or a mild fear. You're not sure what the reasoning, but it is trying to turn away.
Way about witches.
Yep. I'm glad for that 22 then.
As Ari scolds Avarosh on the road.
Yeah. I will try to be more discreet in matters of nutrition from now on. We put that one without too much trouble. Had it not had the jump on us, it would have been no problem at all.
This is acting a little bit weird, guys.
The horses, you said?
Yes.
Do we know how far into the forest we are supposed to go to find this witch?
I will look around for signs of the witch.
Okay.
Hello.
I assume perception.
Perception, yes.
Man, I'd like to not leave the horse out just randomly in the forest if we could avoid it. But if we need to, we can always go on foot.
I imagine I don't see shit.
No more than you already did.
Yeah.
You're a little too focused and too keen on trying to keep the horse from turning all around.
Gotcha.
Abrash would also be looking for some
Okay.
signs of.
Let me know the result. I'm currently tabbed out.
13.
13. Same. That said, there is a prickling of the hairs on the back of your neck that you become aware of.
Like I'm being watched, or
You're not sure what the cause is, either being watched, having stepped somewhere near something like a dangerous creature is in the area. Like the feeling is all those triggers, and you're just not sure which one.
all right. Excuse me. Abrash's gonna glance sideways at his companion. I think we should consider being quiet.
The cart jostles and creaks and groans.
Or as quiet as possible from now on. I do not think we are alone.
Presumably, if we're heading deeper into the woods, it would be harder and harder to bring a cart along, wouldn't it?
Yes. But then we would have to find a place to keep the horse safe and all that fun stuff.
Alright, you're welcome to also roll your perception if you would like to try.
I think I already did. The 16.
Was it the 16? Okay. I just heard a beep and I only saw the one message. 16. Ari, you're probably at this point sick of people just appearing where they weren't before. You kind of like look over in response to Avarosh kind of drawing your attention for a moment, and you had barely looked away. Like you turned your head to the right. A few seconds, you kind of address what he said, and as your head slowly returns to center to watch your footing and be mindful of where you're going, you become aware on what appears to be this short rotted log, a humanoid figure kind of sitting like frog posed with their head turned almost 90 degrees, staring at your party. By the time you fully turn your head to am I seeing what I'm seeing? They're gone.
I'll think over. I agree, Abrash. There is something watching us, I believe. But I can't see it now.
I do have a trick up my sleeve I could use, but it would burn one of my more potent spell slots.
You really want to perform a trick in these woods?
I will just cast the invisibility.
Okay, so at that comment, as the cart creaks forward, Ari Abrash on the other side. My apologies to a certain arachnophobe, but quite spider-like, dangling down just overhead in a very swift descent is that same creature, this humanoid, long, like oily black from fingertip to elbow, and their head still sitting at 90 degrees, in a wispy tone that I'm not going to use because I'm afraid the microphone won't pick it up. But so I do like tricks. As her long hair like smacks poor Aldrich right in the face.
I'll stop the cart.
She very acrobat does a little roll and drops onto the buckboard next to you, dropping into the pose. You would wager the physicality of the person next to you, 17, 18 years old, but there is deceit in that visage. But the eyes are ancient.
Gotcha.
Let's see it then. Your trick.
Well, now I can see what we're probably looking at. I will, you know what? Screw it. I will detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts. Alright.
I am not going deep on anybody, for the record.
Alright, so I need everyone to go ahead and vocalize their character's surface thoughts. We'll start with Abrash.
Did Aldrich vocalize that he was going to be detecting thoughts?
Nope.
He just said he was going to do a trick.
Okay. Well, this is just great. Maybe if we're lucky, she'll eat Ari.
Alright, we pan over to Ari's surface level thoughts.
Like this creature was like hanging down from above. They have black, like I guess just the arms are black, the hands.
Yeah, much like the stained flesh on an otherwise significantly tanned individual.
Okay. Thinking, well, I wouldn't think that would be a witch, but I could get my dart out awfully fast.
Okay. Her head does the Oso. Hey guys, it's almost October, so it's time to be creepy. Little like twitch, 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 snap towards you. Just making contact, like locking eyes with you.
With Aldrich or me?
With you.
Okay.
Mysterious stranger, surface level thoughts.
I don't think I have any tricks out there, Eddie.
Okay. You then ping Admin and probably regret it.
I'm actually unsure whether to even look at him.
As there's just a conversation going on in there, and you're just like, wait, what?
No, I am moving fast.
and you find yourself hitting a wall against her. What are your service level thoughts? As
Who
she
the
as she makes
who
no attempt to hide the fact that she cast detect thoughts as well.
uh who are is this person who just appeared next to me?
Am I not the one you're seeking? She verbalizes.
I'll say in my head because I can see what's going on here and it's funny. Are you Dahlia?
I go by that name currently. She says out loud.
Well, I'll drop the spell at this point.
He's like squinting through his eyes, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm hearing half the conversation.
Well, we are adventurers and wondering if you might have some task or the like for us to do.
She will like slowly, with like one long, almost feline stretch towards the other side of the cart where Ari is standing. As you've yet to draw away from that. I can pull inflict the dagger quick. I'm ready, and she's makes it clear like her eyes go from you to where your dart is at the on standby, almost seeing how quick you might be. Um, that's when her head cricks and tilts, and only now seems to realize, and you catch in your own awareness that you didn't ping off of Sarah or Lilith's thoughts. So she is kind of taken aback when she sees the two girls.
That's putting two and two together. That's weird.
Anyhow, no, don't worry, sweet ones. I'm not here to hurt you. You're here for work, employ.
Yes.
She recoils back and sort of settles down onto the buckboard and reaches forward to pat the horse gently. It begins to creak the cart forward once more. Doesn't seem to want. She's ready to say anything at the moment.
You wanting to go somewhere?
Better to not speak business just out in the open. The forest has ears, after all.
Well, let's go at least. See if we can figure this out.
A few minutes go by. She's kind of just humming and looking around. Quite the odd band you've put together.
I don't hear
We
anything.
other people go ahead.
Yeah, we are indeed a motley collection.
Nothing wrong with that. Encouraged, even. Though, must say, I did not expect such fated children to come upon my doorstep. And it's saying that you feel yourselves pushed through an illusion of woodland, and a witch's hut presents itself before you.
Yeah, well, it is convenient.
We all have enemies, Abarash.
Abrash just gives his head a little don't remember telling you my name. Yes, it is.
Do I realize exactly what happened here?
Um,
That she detected thoughts.
at some point she would have pulled your names from everyone as best you can
Gotcha.
tell.
Okay, I just smile. I'll let the other people worry about that for now.
Anyhow, crawls out off the side of the cart and makes her way, standing upright for the first time. It's not does not strike a mighty figure in and of herself. Still human in her overall scope of size. The door opens before she arrives, and inside you can smell earth and potence, um, metallic to a point. She motions and invites you all inside.
Let's head in.
Are we all going in?
Do you not trust me? You sought me out after all.
That was not set in character.
Probably should. Just
Yeah, Abrash will.
And I was gonna say, I want to make sure we get the horse tied up out here, and
yeah.
Ari would go into the girls.
Yeah, once Abrash sees that Ari's bringing the girls, he'll follow inside.
Um, she herself stands by the door as if she herself was holding it open. And as the girls go through, she makes almost a motherly little pat on each of their shoulders. Um, Now I wasn't expecting guests, so I'm afraid I don't have any cookies prepared. So, considering the level of trust I've received so far, I'm sure that's not that much of a downer. Uh, find a seat where you may, and let's see if we can't find some work for you.
I will find a
Are there
place.
seats?
Yeah.
There's furnishings, as best one could describe. Logs, books. There's no what you would describe as a chair.
All right, Abrash will pull up a stump and take a seat.
As you pull the stump back, you are immediately greeted by what looks to be a thin, lightly furred feline. Sort of was curled up, just looks up at you with this bored expression. Does a little kitty cat stretch and just saunters off as if you're just too unimportant to get any more of its attention. herself, she makes her way back where you can see a few things bubbling, steaming, and begins to mix various things into a bowl. So, if I'm to employ you, it would behoove me to know what you are good at, what you're bad at, what use you think you have for me.
Well, I believe you already saw some of my abilities.
Lacking.
I am doing my best.
That doesn't help your case. Anyone else?
I am trained with the blade and have some level of arcane abilities of my own.
Of your own? You mean borrowed? Yes.
Gifted, maybe.
And you with the quick hands?
Group has done well thus far, wandering into the unknown and coming out with our objective. One way or another, we can get the mission done. For sure. As you mentioned, I am faster than I need to be.
And you? Her eyes go to the very quiet stranger.
As well.
Am I able to see the pot that she was throwing things into?
She's not making any attempt to hide. You're fairly sure she's like heating up tea.
Oh.
Probably with herbs and whatnot that you wouldn't use for tea, but she's heating up tea.
Should I try and figure out what kind of herbs she's using?
That would require your DM to have a list of herbs on standby. So we're going with yes in character, no out of character. Mainly things that are reinvigorating, far as they just sort of an upbeat taste to them. You see probably some lemongrass. Overall, it's a refreshing cup that she eventually proffers to each of you. You didn't notice anything poisonous or health adverse.
I'm not so concerned about the health adverse or beneficial part of it. I mostly just want to be able to note, perhaps even vocalize what she's putting in it.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
Nature?
Nature.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. That would be high enough that you'd be able to recognize it. While not everything, most of what she's putting in.
I'd probably also like to note the benefits of each thing. Perhaps alchemical properties if they have them.
Okay. She feigns being impressed as when she had asked, what are you good at, and you just start reciting her recipe back to her, and she's like, "Yes, I'm aware of what I'm putting into the tea, but what do you do?"
Kind of things like that. Otherwise, the sword's pretty good.
Good enough to beat this one. And she points towards Abrash, who also proclaimed skill with a blade.
Haven't directly tried yet. Likely so.
Likely, this is, I think, a boast.
I would like to insight check her to see like if she seems to have any ill uh ill intent toward us, or
Okay.
Never mind. That's a 12.
With a 12, I mean,
Nothing my passive wouldn't give me.
I mean, she's definitely is sizing you up. Like she's not making. She's literally verbally telling you you're being sized up. You're being assessed.
Yeah.
Well, brute force is all you lot bring me. We have that in droves in these parts. For the record, Adam has stayed in the cart for all of our sanity.
We also have a fair bit of knowledge on history, magic, and the religious type things.
Yes, anything that could be found in a book, I'm sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have a task that maybe you will be suited for. Maybe. Further to the east, just beyond one of the local Sylvan Groves. I assure you, they're not the targets. Relax. Her eyes looking at Ari. There is a rather particular bear I've been meaning to try and get a blood sample from for quite some time. Preferably without killing it.
Whose blood are you trying, or what's blood are you trying to obtain?
The
Bear.
The bear?
Oh, it's a bear. Sorry, my ears sometimes. Is there something special about this bear?
It lives in close proximity and affiliation to a Sylvan Grove. And I'm partially curious whether or not that has had any adverse or positive effects upon it.
Do you know if we might expect some intrusion by the local Fae if this bear is
It's not
they're fond of this bear?
It's not within their domain. It's merely. I'll be honest with you, lot. It's something that I have not had the time to do. But as all you bring to my table is brute force, well, that's the task I have for you at the moment. I can't trust you to go and find the appropriate herbs for any of my tinctures. And one of you, maybe, will get it right sometimes. But, a task that all can be involved in. Yes? I pay, though, in elixir and potion. None of this coin of these crowns, no. If this is satisfactory to you.
Would these elixirs and potions be, not to be crass about it, but be valuable in the settled lands?
Her head goes back to that, like, almost perfect 90-degree tilt staring at you.
Deeply disconcerting.
I couldn't tell you what the value your civilized folk will have, but I assure you it will be valuable to you. Potions to mend flesh and bone, elixirs to enhance one's abilities, one I see someone here is familiar with. The ability to replicate certain spell effects.
Bro.
I think we would have use of these sorts of potions.
And all you need to do is acquire a sample of blood from a bear.
Does anybody have vials before we?
Could these be provided as part of our compensation? Or as part of the equipment we need to carry out this task?
She taps, and the cat comes scrambling forward with like two small vials clutched in its mouth.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kitty.
With an absolute like expression of judging you, it drops the vials by your feet and saunters off.
I don't know if anything else is normal, but that is indeed the cat. Yeah. Okay, we can. I think we can do this. You would prefer that we not slay the beast, but it is an option only in self-defense. But
Well, if its blood has use,
You would like more of it. Makes sense.
Exactly. Why destroy the source?
yes, but if we do end up needing to kill the bear, will you still? And I do not mean any disrespect, but will you still provide us with these potions in exchange for?
You will still be compensated for the job that you have done.
Okay.
At this point, it is entirely up to your competence.
Wow. I think you will find that we are competent at least most of the time.
I would appreciate that at least the two vials provided be full. With a small gap between the liquid and the stopper. Aside from that, it ranges into the Sylvan Grove every now and then, but I've not kept a hard track on it, Mr. Ari.
Rude to take information and use it when it's not provided.
I think we have about all we could have for now.
Yeah, not really what we came for, but if it's yes, I guess either I'm like completely spacing. I don't know how far we have to go to find this bear potentially.
Three-quarters day travel. Assuming half day if you are willing to go through a Sylvan Grove. Judging by your experiences with the Fae.
I mean, we don't have a current objective. We're just not accomplishing what we came up for.
And what exactly is it that you came here for? Work, yes?
Yeah, it was more. He was directing like towards our party, but yeah, I assume she's something in work of sorts. But you provide limited pay options.
Without churning, her attention still, for the record, has not left Arborosh with that little cocked head. Her left arm like rolls all the way back and grabs a vial off the counter behind her. Rolling forward, she holds her long arm dangling a vial towards you, filled with what appears to be a very like rich, deep purple. A sample, then.
What?
Proof that what I pay is more valuable than the crowns and exchange you do within the city.
It's more valuable how?
Hmm.
You know, it depends on what you plan to use it for.
I find it to be rather useless here. After
You're
all,
just
the
showing me.
plants don't accept payment in such kind.
What
I wasn't.
does this particular potion do?
This one, as I had said in my wonderful list, mimicking a spell effect, is more, I guess, would be described as mimicking a creature's effect. That of a dragon's breath. It's only good for a minute, once consumed.
I feel like this is the best we're gonna get. So, does anybody else have any other issues?
I mean, are you talking? How broadly are you talking?
About this particular situation.
She, for the
Oh,
record, is still staring at him like, yeah, do you have any issues?
eh, not that needs to be discussed at this moment. No, I think we are good.
Two vials of this bear's blood. You're offering what exactly?
In return, one, two. She double checks the count of the party. 5.
Just like audibly, like visibly counting. Like we do still have our one more friend out with our wagon.
Yes, the deranged one. 5 potions of greater healing. A full potent version of the sample I have provided you. And then a choice of a handful of other elixirs.
So I am assuming the sample is just one burst and it's done.
It lasts for 1 minute. It's the damage is not going to be as high as the spell.
Gotcha.
Well, again, I am not going to twist your arm. You came here looking for work. I found you work. To do this, I may find a task that you have proven yourselves more capable of.
I mean, this seems suitable and acceptable to me.
Yes. Stranger,
What?
do you guys agree that we should do this job?
I mean, it's a bear, and the pay is like, I don't know why you guys are complaining about it. It's like really good
Yeah.
pay. Just because you don't understand the value of it. Yeah, I can knock out a bear.
Not yeah, I can fight her. Yeah, I can knock out a bear. Like just walk up, punch it in the skull, knock it out.
I saw a movie like with DiCaprio did that. Easy peasy.
Okay. And as much as I would offer to keep your sweet little ones here nice and safe, I have a feeling you do not trust me enough, and I understand. I understand. Finally breaks her attention away from you, Abrash, and goes back to making other various concoctions over her fire.
Well, shall we be on our way then?
Yep.
Yes.
The door opens up.
Let's go.
We shall return, hopefully with not too much of a delay.
It would be appreciated.
Of course.
Mostly hold his tongue until they're a good ways away.
Okay. Consider yourself a good ways away, having gathered Adamant in the cart.
Potatoes, 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 potatoes.
Potatoes, potatoes?
That's what I heard as well.
Because he apparently likes to read our thoughts and then share whatever she reads. And just information. So he tends to not share. Though not being well versed, he just thinks potatoes. Yeah. So it's not necessarily I don't value potions, but the reason was coming out to have coins so that we have more options in how to use the funds.
Well, would it be possible to maybe sell one of the potions to get coin?
Yeah. Just more steps required. But if
Yeah.
nothing else, if we can,
If nothing else,
really...
we have some cool potions.
Yeah. And I mean, if we are able to break free from past events and have more of a adventuring life to some degree, then definitely building a reputation of interested parties and more, different levels of possible work. She even said she had more opportunities, so we can use it as a stepping stone. It's not a complete waste. And we have no current need to go anywhere, so might as well.
Yep.
Filling up vials is a little bit more cumbersome than just getting a sample. Because we could do that from a safe distance and be gone before the bear knew which way to run. Or charge more appropriately. We can go through the groves, but it's not necessarily saving us that much time.
I'd say going around's probably the safer.
Yeah.
What?
I would agree that we should avoid any chance encounters with the Fey folk if we can avoid it.
No.
I mean, here in a warmer forest, it shouldn't be as bad. It really depends on the group that lives there and the time of year.
By the way, what season is it?
going into winter. If I remember.
So maybe we're lucky. The bear's gone down to hibernate.
Maybe.
I'm not hopeful about that.
It seems like what bears typically do. We will have to track it down. Hopefully find some prints. Maybe it's just a sleepwalking bear, not a magic bear.
How's that any better?
I don't know.
As if I didn't already have those ideas, Ultrix.
I know.
So.
After we got the blood, and then it would realize it's being attacked, and it would run away. It was outnumbered.
Ah, yes.
That always works.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have a good spot to camp, so just heading straight there is going around the groves to the best of our/my ability. If I can notice signs.
Okay. Survival at advantage if you're to try to avoid the grove on your part, and then it'll be a separate survival to actually track the bear den. Looking at the results, I am tapped out.
I got 18 on the initial to avoid the grove.
Okay. It is going into the twilight of the hours of the evening, where you begin to start noticing like toadstools that are off color, leaves that appear to be out of season, and things of that nature that just kind of jump out at you as okay, we're starting to hit that boundary, and you not easily, but not with a degree of difficulty, manage to skirt your way around and avoid stepping into this bounds. That at a glance is less of you would have a state where you would have stepped into the Feywild, for example, but this would have been more akin to a group of Fey living on the material plane, which may or may not be more dangerous because then they really need to defend themselves. But yes, come the evening, if you can either try to set up a camp or try to locate the den, whichever order is up to you.
We might be. I'm trying to remember how well I can see in the dirt. Better off. I mean, obviously, we're going to need a camp one way or the other.
Yeah.
Having a camp not right next to a bear or in its normal path would be great. I think they're more likely to be out during the day, but yeah, I think a safe camp is best.
Okay. So survival.
If I can, I will give. If somebody wants to help me set up camp, maybe.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
But
Let me. 23.
23. All right. Um. Still probably a little longer as far as time goes than you would have liked, but not being on the timeline kind of helps. She didn't explicitly say like you have this back by morning or anything to that effect. Obviously, she would like back relatively fresh. You managed to find a rocky cropping itself, kind of making this awning overhead structure. Get yourself set up, which keeps you out of a bit of the wind and the weathering in general. Just in time as a relatively light sprinkle that otherwise would have been a little obnoxious to try and sleep in. Fortunately, you had tents, but would have sodden the ground, so on. And lets the horse stay dry to boot. It's so thrilled it gets the cover. That's when you all tell me that y'all like, yeah, no, we're gonna keep the horse out there where it's wet.
No, we are not going to do that.
This horse just became the big bad evil. But you're able to set up camp quite successfully.
I'm gonna watch. I can take like early middle.
I can take late middle.
3 watches for an evening.
That would be the safe minimum.
Yeah, I can take 3rd watch then.
Here to help us keep watch, stranger.
Oh wait, what's your name?
It is a pertinent question. We probably should have asked sooner.
I'll say you will note the witch effectively said all of your names, but theirs.
Yeah, but the witch didn't notice the kids, and that's weird. So who knows?
But she was even able to provide the kids' names from y'all.
Yeah.
My secret. I never tell you the name, so random powerful NPCs can't pick it up.
Done.
They just call her Stranger from here on.
Also, I'm pretty sure what happened today was not entirely normal. Like, besides the witch.
What happening?
When I cast Detect Thoughts,
Yeah.
I couldn't notice Lilith and Sarah at all.
They're over by. Mind you, I'm assuming you're having this conversation away from them, like they're in the middle.
Yeah.
They're a tent, getting themselves sorted for bed.
Yep.
No, just outright says, yeah, no, these kids are freaks right in front of them. Yeah.
I don't know. I can try to keep an eye on them, but I don't know what that would mean.
I don't either. Would I've heard or read of anything like that before? Maybe.
Magic items that do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you also couldn't read the witch, but you just assumed that she possibly had said item or something similar.
I'm not worried about the witch right now.
Yeah, you've not
When it comes
you've
to
not
that.
noticed any particular rings or amulets or charms that the girls carried or have been carrying.
Like, have I heard of any, like, creatures or things like that that may bestow that type of gift for some reason?
I mean that
Like
is
the dance.
that is quite the list.
Yeah,
Faye being way up there. Otherworldly patrons being another one, much like your own Eldritch caretakers. No, you didn't go Eldritch. Yeah, wait, right? Yeah,
no,
you
I'm
did.
Eldritch Domain.
Yeah. So things that your particular domain would have challenged, for example, creatures of powerful mind and willpower, but nothing that a teenage girl, which brings us to a really weird part where technically you guys have only one. No, stranger, you're ambiguous in presentation, right? You're not presenting female, if I'm remembering
I
correct.
haven't specified either way.
Okay. So, worse, that means she's going to approach Spaz all dad-like, hey, so I've been cramping, like, bad.
Nope,
This
nope,
is
nope,
all
nope,
yours.
nope, nope, nope.
Sorry, like, I feel bad, because, like, Spaz has probably had to already deal with this by now, I don't remember. your kid's age. If not, it's soon. Well, within the next decade. Yada yada. But yeah.
Yeah, just
How do?
cover all bases. Yeah, within the next decade.
Look, buddy. I know one of them's like what 4. I barely remember my own nephews. All right, bear with me. Yes, I said that, and I am well aware I'm being recorded. My nephews will never hear this.
That's okay. My
Yeah.
nephew's, I think, a junior, and it's like, what?
Mine's a senior.
Yeah, he might be senior this year. I don't know.
Oh God.
Oh my god, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Years.
Time.
Yeah.
Chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Lilith is unfortunately like, hey, what do? We'll just kind of do the little hand wavy. You ain't got to go into that with her. But yeah, she's extra grumpy now.
Guidance and medicine check.
We'll provide some guidance.
Medicine check. All right, go for it. Over here, like, oh, your stomach hurts. Maybe it's food poisoning. Like the oblivious approach. You have guidance.
It's already added in there.
Oh, right.
Rip.
I mean, after she goes and like starts going over the rest of the symptoms, you're like, oh, where's the wife when I need her?
Nature
right.
check?
You're well enough aware of what her situation is. You really don't have the tools at your current disposal to ease any of it. The witch might have some herbs.
Like a day away. If we are close to there, we still have to get back.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go back eventually, anyways.
Yep. As much as I can, which is very little.
She's grateful, and she kind of gives you the like, hey, keep it. I don't want them thinking I'm weak or anything. She doesn't know. She just knows this shit hurts. But eventually goes back. It kind of clicks some other things. She hadn't been sleeping well, been extra quiet, hasn't been threatening Avrosh nearly as much. It all makes sense now. Avrosh probably thought it was because she was starting to take a liking to him.
Thinks of me as a father, I think.
Yes. Totally.
Yeah, I would spit out whatever I have in my mouth. What?
But otherwise, you guys settle down for the night. Begin your, I believe it was Aldrich, Audi, Avrosh.
I think I was taking the last one.
And then
No, I was.
they were asking Stranger if you plan to trying to keep watch with the party.
I could definitely try.
That's not comforting.
There is no.
You know what? You can help Avarash.
Are you saying I am not capable of keeping watch? Aldrix?
Yes.
This is deeply hurtful. But very well. The new, I want to say guy, but it is not politically correct. The new person can join me in keeping watch.
But I mean, I'm probably in the same boat as the witch right now.
She's not in a boat. She's in a hut.
point.
What boat would that be?
The one I've not trusted?
You haven't shared even your name, so when is it going to happen?
To be fair, you haven't shared your name. Don't bother sharing your name, though. I don't have one to give you.
Inside check.
All right, roll it.
14. Love rolling below my passive today.
They're telling the truth.
Huh. I add that to the list of questions that we have right now.
This is just the day of question generation.
This has been the week of question generation.
But your night goes through without a harassment. It is a heavier rain that a lot of you wake up to come the morning, though. And it's cold, dreadfully cold rain. Pretty sure if you would go just a little bit more north, it would probably be snow instead. Lilith and Sarah are already up, kind of hugging close toward to the fire, trying to stay warm. And now it's time to track down a bear. Yeah, let's really get the wrestling enthusiasts started, guys.
Do you
Okay.
want to hunt it down, or I can provide
Well,
assistance?
I think we should do some strategization. How are we going to extract blood from a bear? Do we have rope? Could we restrain it somehow and simply take the blood? Do you have magics? Does the madman have magics that might be able to do it?
Let me look my spells. Since we kind of left in a hurry yesterday, I did not get a chance to.
Sleep could be an option.
I do have sleep.
Otherwise, maybe we could make herbal sleep, paralysis. Just knock it out. And then I trust the vampire would know the best way to extract blood after that.
The problem with that, my dear skeleton, is that the blood is not being extracted for me to consume. Although if this is magic bear blood, Abrash pauses and looks around. Do you think I should drink the magic bear blood?
No.
Do you think I
I'm
will
a
get like
werebear.
really fucking swole, like just muscles on my muscles?
No.
You don't have muscles.
Well, that is a lie. But perhaps this would give me even more muscles.
Well, you could tell us where to poke to get the blood out.
Well, typically, Aldrix, if you want things to bleed, you poke them in the neck.
We'd like to do it without killing it. The point is not to kill the bear.
Well, if we just need a little bit of blood, we could cut it. I don't know. We may have to shave part of it to avoid the blood coagulating in the fur. I think I do not think that extracting blood will be the issue. I think the issue is, to your point, Ari, how do we do this without killing the bear?
Well, if we do,
we might have to weaken it first.
yeah.
I don't know how strong your sleep is.
Uh, uh, roughly, I think I could knock out a. I don't even know what an average second level sleep could put out.
Especially thinking on this in terms of thinking like how hardy is a bear. If we could discuss like Ari knows some magic, so in theory he can understand what Aldrich is trying to explain with a spell in terms of determining like for an
Confident
average type of X bear.
for a normal bear, he might be able to knock it out with the spell as he describes it.
I think we would probably want to weaken it first, though. Because I am sure this bear's gotten something from the Fey realm.
Potentially magic resistance.
Well, fortunately, I think I have found that sleep tends to. Ooh. It might have turned into slightly Fey, which might make it an issue. Because most Fey beings can avoid being magically put to sleep, I think.
Not all.
Not all, but most.
So perhaps back up with a non-magical means?
Yeah.
Go the Conan method, just knock it the fuck out with blunt force trauma.
Anybody have like a staff or something? Or just a really big stick?
A really big stick.
I've got a javelin.
Lances of the greatsword?
A little luck as we travel today for a weapons, a stick suitable for shillelagh.
Okay. So whoever is trying to find the bear den, let's go ahead with the survival. And then you with a perception. To find a stick in the forest. Don't roll a 1.
I did not roll a 1.
Is it?
It's
Is
2
everyone
ones.
trained in survival? Anyone have experience tracking things?
I don't remember what this is.
You're proficient, but I have the higher wisdom, but I'm looking for
Yeah.
stick.
As we kind of trade back off.
Yeah.
I'm trained.
Oh. Well,
It would help.
Yes, I would. I would like to help.
Are you
whoever
trained?
taking lead. I can
That's not what I asked.
encourage.
Are you trained?
I'm not.
Okay. Was I correct in hearing that someone else here is?
I am.
Okay, so you would have advantage if I am is helping. This
Yeah.
particular task requires a trained hand, the understanding of the area around you. So go ahead and roll your advantage die, Mr. Audi, as you and the stranger have a bit of a conversation.
Lower. 11 versus 3.
where's... Oh, never mind.
Okay. So it takes a little while get your bearings and kind of go off the vague directions, and again, more your bearings based on where you think the witch's hut was. As she just kind of said, yeah, it's in that direction over that way. You can just go through the Sylvan Grove; it'll be fine. They won't care. They begin to pick up tracks. Fairly sizable, about the size of your head. And following them, almost immediately, where that fortunately they're fresh ish. I'm glad. I'm glad you got that, Ari. I'm so glad. No one else giggled.
I'm busy looking for a stick.
Well, I said you didn't roll one, so you found a stick.
A suitable stick.
Yes. Arriving at the location, you are greeted not with the vision of a mighty bear in the midst of charging out at you as you cautiously creep close and avail yourself of your awareness. But you catch is the smell of rotted meat, probably that of its leavings. You catch feathers and fur laying about. No sign of a creature. The cave itself does appear to go inward and is poised in a way that the sunlight has not yet breached through.
So we've tracked it to a cave, and there are aviary remnants inside the cave.
In the entrance of it, yes.
Okay. Not typical for a bear to eat birds or catch birds, but they will eat about anything.
Especially if it's getting ready for the big nap.
Is it a flightless bird?
Do not recognize these feathers belonging to any particular avian.
I don't know.
So it's either a bird I don't know or something else with feathers. Perhaps a dinosaur.
A fully feathered velociraptor comes charging out, screeching.
Rock station dinner.
No.
I hear ancient blood does you good.
What would you like to do?
I think we gotta go into the cave.
Yep. Yeah, I was trying to look up. There's actually bludgeoning ranged weapons that I could try to. Do I actually have something that I'm decent with? I have a little hammer, but that's not gonna. I don't want to use that. During the day, can I like find some small rocks and stuff?
Oh, easily.
Looking. Okay. Looking to like fashion a quick sling.
Okay. Just give
It's-
me a dexterity check for the quality of the sling. All right. It's one of those. If you weren't trying to build it or make it whilst in the middle of moving, it would definitely be significantly better with your skill. But it's passable. It qualifies as a temporary sling.
Does anybody need light? We're heading then.
I have something that might make this a bit better for us. I am casting a spell from the Grim Hollow book for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will cast Ghost Light on my shield. For creatures that can see by this light, us. the party. Let me click the button.
Does it emanate light that others can see?
Others will not be able to see it.
We literally can't tell that being not the caster. I don't know if like we know this.
I will say nobody else but us will be able to see this light.
Well, I was a little bit concerned if we needed light.
I'll be able to have this up for an hour, but hopefully we won't need it that long. Or if it does go out, it'll be when we're in combat.
Which will be fine. It's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
So let's see here. They did a. Probably not. Did a PDF appear for everyone? I'm guessing not.
No. Nope.
One of those. So on the player options, it should be like the player option side game. It should be working. On this one, it sadly just I don't know why. It just doesn't wanna. They still haven't fixed it.
That is annoying.
So it starts as almost stripping light from your vision as Aldrich pulls forth from his bag this tiny little marble that drinks in the tidbit of light pouring through the canopy before it spreads and almost seems to wrap about first the marble and then his shield, giving everything this almost bluish greenish tint. And almost very briefly brushing inward into the cave, where you see more detritus.
Point and quietly, cautiously work his way in.
Okay.
Yep. I don't expect much from myself in this, but well, at least it won't be my fault.
God
It won't be
damn
your
it.
fault alone.
For the battle bones.
Yeah.
One question I have is on an ability, the Crimson Right. It says like it enhances a weapon, typically to do like I can do fire damage with it. I don't know how that works with a weapon that uses ammunition, like a sling or bow. Are we supposed to have disadvantage on that? I missed that.
Well, I have heavy armor.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Look at that other roll, though.
Those are some rolls.
Guys.
One was point.
I currently don't have my Blood Hunter up in front of me. Can you maul me?
I would argue that you're using it would be like a magic bow type deal, which passes the magic to the ammunition.
magical, and it gives it like an extra die of damage that's of a separate type than the weapon. So that's the offset, as I can't do entirely bludgeoning if I do it. But
Crimson Right, correct?
yes, I credit link it.
I got it. At second level, you learn to invoke a right of female craft that infuses your weapons as your bonus action. You can activate any right you know.
We are in a cave now, and there's the possibility that it's more like a cave bear type deal, and that's going to be a whole lot tougher.
Yeah, so we're looking at the Rites of the Flame. Yeah, I would say it would transfer over to the ammo. As you let your blood run down the length of cord that you made the sling out of.
Doing it yet, but I might.
You make it a fair ways before all three of your companions apparently decide to try and get into the cave at the same exact time and go tripping over all of the everything. Those with the beautiful red box around your number falling face first into some of the leavings.
I did not fall.
What?
He said he does not fall because he did not roll a 1. It's so graceful, the two of you. That said, Ari, you are on like the edge of the ghostly light as a half awake, beaked face sort of inches just in front of yours out of the darkness.
Owlbear.
Did you? You start screaming owlbear?
Partial bear. He doesn't actually say owlbear, but he says. Well, I guess I don't know if you would really know. I'm not trained in nature. I don't know what it falls under. Or Arcana.
It's a monstrosity, I remind you. So that would be Arcana.
Yeah. I don't know if I would know that untrained, or I can make a quick trying to figure out what this thing is.
It is large and bear-like.
Partial bear thinking this is something that's modified by the
So the
groves.
Big thing would be I need an initiative off between you and it. I need everyone to join initiative, but it's mainly it really matters between the two of you. You guys actually, the two of you tied. God damn it.
Yeah, +3?
What was the question?
You said we tied.
Yeah.
I have +3 to my modifier, unless we need to roll again.
We'll just have you two roll against. Just the die. All right, you win.
Okay,
you win.
13.
You win the tiebreaker.
I did have my modifier on that, so okay.
Did this update? Because I know some of y'all have your tokens out here, some of y'all don't. Not look like it. Go bring you over to what has become the combat map. Update yourselves accordingly.
Sorry, no, I'm not on this initiative.
I see you. Oh no, you had used your token from the other.
Yeah.
You scrub.
Okay, I am there now.
Adaman is not participating in this fight. Neither is Sarah and Lilith. He's busy protecting the girls.
Let's be honest, he probably would have fallen into the crap too.
Nope. All right, Aldrich, as you barely manage to stay on your feet, you
How,
hear Ari screaming, "Partial bear!"
how
Every
far
time you
away
try to do
from...
that, Ari, your mic breaks.
How far away from said bear am I?
That would be at least 40 feet.
Okay. I will run up 30. Bonus action shillelagh on my stick.
Okay. As you go running up, you reveal in full not one but two owlbears.
Ah, crap. Do I know what they are?
Probably not.
Arcana?
If you'd like. Yeah.
21.
You've heard of these things. They are vicious. And considering that there's two of them, they're probably a mating pair.
I clear right through it before screaming, "Ours!" And that'll be my turn.
I love that your all's mics break every time y'all try
Yeah,
to.
like Jesus Christ,
I
have
love
a D&D session with the people with the worst mics in the planet.
Excuse
I
me, sir.
did, I
We've had
did go
worse.
quiet. I did go quiet, so I didn't wake the people living in the house.
It's just one of those. Far as we know, owlbears is apparently censored.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, but you still have an action.
Dodge.
Okay. So the one that was not spotted and is now revealed vaguely by the light, is going to rear up and let out a shriek. Attempting to bowl into Ari. That is a 15 and a 15 to hit. I say again.
A little bit.
That hits or no?
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, it missed by a little bit.
Okay. You manage to tumble out of the way just as it looses a barrage of hits, bringing us to Abarush.
Okay.
You are prone from falling over,
Okay.
and it's 40 feet away.
I'm gonna get up and not approach the owlbears. Raise a hand and EB.
Targeting.
We're trying not to kill them.
There are two of them. She didn't say she needed blood from each one.
Mommy and daddy. B.
I mean, do we see babies? Because it would be way easier to get this from a young than adults. We could just kill the parents.
Not a moral quandary for you whatsoever. I love it. But which one are you targeting? The one that has acted or the one that hasn't? Or one EB for both? Yep. This is a level 5 party, right?
We're 4.
Oh, shit. Never mind. Which one are you targeting?
So one of them has a tattoo?
One of them, one that wasn't revealed before, went into attack Ari. The other one is about to.
Ari can probably handle the one that's currently eating him. I'll shoot the other one.
Okay. That
23
hits. Alright.
Alright. And I'm just gonna... If we had a plan, now would be the time to enact it.
Not totally. That's the plan.
Stranger danger! You're up. I remind you, also prone, falling over.
I get up, and I didn't get a short rest, so bonus action.
We did get a long rest, though.
Yeah, you're rested.
Oh yeah, we did. I honestly forgot we had a night's rest. Never mind then. I'm actually pretty okay right now. All the same, I suspect I won't be. And, it's half your movement
Yeah,
to stand up?
you've used half your movement to stand up.
And it's how far?
40, so that would bring you to 25.
20?
You're 15. You're 30 feet of movement down to 15.
No, it's 40.
Oh, you have 40 movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, puts you in 20.
20. I have an action. What can I do with an action?
I don't know. You tell them. This is it. This is your time to shine, without throwing an ally.
I said a rock, not an ally. Though if I think of them as rocks, do they go further?
No. But you're just picking up a rock and throwing it.
I don't think I have any other throwable thing. I mean, I have a crossbow, but that's not really like blunt.
All right. So that'd be a strength attack.
Is prof added?
With prof, that won't be enough.
Yeah, that'd just be 10.
All right.
Okay, there's my action and my turn.
That brings us to Ari. Ari, you are aware that within less than 6 seconds, the one is about to attack you again, or not again, but the one that's face to face with you is going to try and take a nibble.
Yeah. And Albrecht is still hanging back. Aldrich moved somewhat forward. I'll move it back up to spread us out because I don't like to throw things with giant claws flashing in my face.
What?
I'm gonna tumble back, which I believe draws an attack.
Would draw two, one from each of them.
Oh, they're both next to me. Okay.
Yes. The one that was still outside of the light's range charged you, swiped at you, missed. This one is about to swipe at you. That's the one you tied on initiative with.
Yeah, and I guess try to move to the other side to block the one that seems like it's about to attack, to put the one in between it and me.
Okay. Fortunately, both OAs swung up for a 2 on the die, so it's gonna be one of those nights, guys. Let's not noodle fight the whole way through, though. Okay. As you go to hide behind its mate, it actually seems to agitate it further because it sort of muscles past, trying to shove them out of the way and protect them. That is a 25 for its bite.
The rest of my action, right?
Oh,
like
yes.
I'm not dodging, or withdrawing, retreating, whatever. Like I'm gonna take attacks and try to.
Okay. I assumed you were gonna dodge. That is my bad.
No. Just a little bit. Yeah, seeing that there are two of them, and that we do pretty right. Not cause too many issues with the fire, and I could drop it later, but I don't like having that many. So there, I take 3 damage, and then I have my action left to launch a sling at them. A rock.
Okay.
15.
That just hits.
Make sure that damage is right, because it seems high. Dex. The D4 is correct. The 3... that seems high. I unchecked the box, so it shouldn't be doing the thrown weapon fighting. That's what I'm trying to make sure I don't have that, because normally I've got 2 more damage that I don't have, because I'm not throwing. I'm not 100% where the 3 is coming from in that calculation. There should be a D4 plus my dex.
So it'd be
That's
2d4 plus 3.
Plus, yeah. Because I had the weapon, I wouldn't have had a chance to. Well, yeah, so I had the artificer's weapon, enhanced weapon on that sling, which that gives me 1, but that doesn't put a total of 3.
Gives you 1 to hit.
Yeah, 1 hit and 1 damage. Because that makes it count as magical as well. The artificer's enhanced weapon. I was looking at the damage. I see a 2d4 plus 3 plus 3. I think it should be a d4, 2d4 plus 3 plus 1. So I don't know why the 2 is in there because I unchecked the box. I couldn't be calculating it.
So that would be 10 damage.
I think I did 10.
You would not have had time to infuse this, which would have made that a miss.
Yeah, and 12 to hit. Okay.
Yeah, because you can infuse at the end of your long rest. You made that on the way here.
Oh, okay. It takes that. I forgot it was associated with that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put that on the dart, I guess. That is me done then.
Alrighty. That brings us to it. Charging, swinging, as noted, 18. It misses with the other. No, double check my math here. 17 for its claws. So a 25 and a 17.
No, I'm at 18 because if I don't have enhance on the sling,
You'd have the
I'm
armor
18.
up. Okay.
Yes.
So that's just the one hitting you for. A total of 7 piercing damage. That brings us to back to Aldrix.
Okay, so there's one that's about 10 feet away.
They're both roughly that distance, yeah.
I will run up and.
There's one that is physically pressing Ari, trying to press Ari into the wall. As you see him get bit.
That was not the one that. Was that the one that Abrash hit?
Abrash blasted the other one.
Okay, I will bonk the one that Abrash.
Okay.
And I will do it non-lethally.
Non-lethal hasn't called. Noted. Bonk away, sir.
I clicked the wrong button. 15 for 9 bludgeoning.
All right. So a total
Just a bonk.
18 to that one. Gotcha.
And then a bonus action. I'm good for now.
Okay, that brings us to Abrash.
Alright. So what's his name? Aldrix is beating one with the stick.
The one that you had blasted just a few seconds ago.
Okay. Are either of them looking particularly hurt?
Nah, buddy, you've been in a fight for 6 seconds.
Fair.
And let's say the Alpha Strike did not go in on either side's favor. Unlike this morning.
Alright, Abrash will...
Oh, yesterday morning.
Yeah. Abrash will draw his Rapier and join the bonking of the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you also intent on declaring non-lethal, sir?
It's a rapier. I don't know how I'm gonna stab it non-lethally.
Pommel strikes are a thing?
Sure, I will attempt to bludgeon the owlbear with the butt of my sword.
Look, I'm asking. Rules is written. You're allowed to do it.
Yeah, sure.
Or you're wanting to murder them.
These are majestic beasts, sir.
Yeah, you're this would be easier if we could find fucking Bambi deeper in the cave. Okay. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, and then
Y'all been pretty consistent with your damage on this thing.
as
Nine, nine,
a
nine.
as a bonus action, I'm gonna get a sweet taste of owlbear blood.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to bite it. As I find
The vial. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, you are the one with the vials. Just gotta get that blood flowing. That's all, right?
Oh, totally. That's it. Versus okay. Plus 2. That's a crit.
That is indeed a crit.
All right. For 11.
For 11. Okay. It lets out a pain screech, and clearly has redirected its attention.
Okay. Do I get a taste of the blood?
It is unpleasant. It's very, very chemical in aftertaste.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That's good for Abrash.
All right. It is then going to take its turn to counter on you, sir. One beak attack for 23 to hit. And a claws for 26 to hit.
Sorry, is Abrash?
Oh, absolutely. It's literally the one you just bit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have
AC
drawn its
16,
attention.
no.
So that is 5 piercing and no, excuse me, 7 piercing, 18 slashing.
Okay, Jesus. Okay,
Mind you,
that's
it is
25.
very, very much injured from y'all's assailing. But
Okay.
it's not quite dead. That brings us to Stranger. As you watch Abarosh get mauled as soon as he joins the front lines.
That's fine. He's just an Amby Fancy Pants. Is someone pinned to the wall?
Not literally, but
Okay.
Ari is kind of like trying to dance back in avoidance of the owlbears, and there's only so much room in a cave.
It did not work.
Something. It moves as fast or faster than y'all.
It's about
Well, if it's grappled, it doesn't move.
That is true.
So I will attempt to grapple an owlbear because I was promised a wrestle. It's athletics versus it, or
So it crit.
oh,
So you
all right,
gotta
let's go
you
for
gotta
it.
you gotta beat a 25.
Let's go.
You do not beat a 25 as you hug the owlbear's leg. While it appreciates the hug, it's kind of gives you the look of not right now. Action
Can I try
surge.
again?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It rolled a 7 to your 20. You have grappled the owlbear.
I otherwise don't remember what I have for bonus actions, so
So you watch as this inhuman but human figure, Ari, leaps past Albarosh, which draws your attention to the fact that he has like a gaping chest wound again. Poor Albarosh. Now that I think about it, like this 3 different fights where you just have this awful chest wound.
Yeah. Just ouch.
This giant scab for your chest at this point. But leaps on the back of the owlbear's neck, and at this point is like grabbing its throat in such a way that is rearing it and holding it as best they can in place. Which brings us to you.
Somebody drawing its attention.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody drawing its attention sounds great. I will try to skirt my way away from it. And you said the other one looked like it was decently beat up, right?
Very decently beat up. It is fighting with a desperation. I'm assuming you're not disengaging though. It's grappled. It's not unable to attack.
Yep, it still has an attack on me.
And it rolls 2 20s, even giving it disadvantage.
Does it actually have
Um,
I don't. Disengaging.
Yeah, I would say I think grappled.
Yeah.
Doesn't grappled
Something
give it?
grappled does.
grappled, I believe, only affects the movement. It's restrained that actually affects attacks. Is that the question?
Yeah, I just had to refresh myself. So that's about to be some pain your way, sir. A total of 35 slashing damage.
Oh.
Read some rules real quick. It's 35, right?
35 slashing damage to your back as you try to tumble away.
Yep, he slides across the floor.
Cleric, you are well aware that Ari just went skidding into the floor.
Noted.
The rocks he took so much care to collect, find good ones, scatter across the floor.
Oh, there's that perfect like skipping stone that you were getting ready to use. That ends your turn. That brings us to the grappled bear's turn. It's going to forego one of his attacks to try and break the grapple. I need you to beat a 12 to maintain it. Alright, you maintain it. We'll use its other attack to try and break the grapple. I need you, again, to beat a 12. There's a lot of consistent dice roll. So random. Much randomizing going on tonight. So it flings you back to the ground, but it used all of its attacks to do so, bringing us all the way back up to Aldrix.
Okay, first things first. Healing or die.
What did you say?
No dying yet. Don't leave me with Abrish.
It is rude and hurtful.
You get 13 HP.
You know, I could have used that HP.
He was literally dying.
Not yet. He was starting
I am
to.
literally undead. It's not mean it's not like HP from type.
Alright, so that's your bonus action.
Same one.
Okay,
Hold down lethal.
noted.
God damn it.
Also noted. The cleric has damned his god.
And got 12 bludgeoning damage for it.
That knocks that one out.
Woohoo!
and enrages the other one. Because wasn't already doing some angry fucking swings. Good lord. I remind y'all, these are challenge rating 3. So vicious. That brings us to Abrash.
Alright.
Go get the other one.
Yeah.
He just looks at the blood pouring down his chest.
Yeah.
Looks at the
How
blood
is-
pouring
how
out of
angry is
Ari's
this
back. It is. It is angrier than your mom when you didn't come in when those street lights came on. Fucking youngins.
Abrash can get behind the other one. It's like unconscious, and just blast it with EB.
Like, not for this. That tracks.
I just like go and like shoot the unconscious one like point blank at the head.
Oh.
We have to send a message so it knows we are serious.
Calm down or I'll kill her. Them. All right. Well, it's it. That one's unconscious. So that brings us to Stranger. You just
Unlike the guy who,
go ahead. You had just landed on your feet, getting tossed from this thing's back. Saw Ari skid, go unconscious briefly, and like pop awake. With a blast of magic from the religious one.
A little bit of primordial spice thrown in there.
yeah, so unlike the other sword guy I got compared to, who insists it's purely ego, I'm gonna charge this owlbear with a longsword, and I guess I'll try and hit it with the blunt end in the schnoz.
I mean, longsword, you just hit it with the flat.
Yeah.
That too.
Bonking the owlbear on the beak. Got it.
Yes.
You missed.
Dang it. Thick.
Alright. Brings us to Ari. If you can still feel like the clammy warmth of your blood on your back.
Yeah, it hurt. I'm gonna scramble up, grab some stones, and go over by Aldrix and Abrash to try and take some cover. If I can make it that far.
Limp over
and
there, yeah.
I was checking. I don't think I can actually knock it unconscious. That it has to be melee, and you have to declare it. If I'm
You have a sling. You're welcome to declare that as a
Okay.
non-lethal attempt. Things like non-lethal arrows. That ones are hard to argue if it's not a blunted arrow. I can
Yeah,
argue. I
I
can
feel
argue
more-
rapier of pommel bashing them in the head.
Or just smacking him with it.
I'll take a swing as I try to take cover.
All right, that's a hit. This thing is
7. I don't know where that extra 2 is.
noted. This thing is not taking that much damage, and it is, like I said, it is furious.
I think this is its first damage.
Yes. Because the other one was 12, not 13.
Yes.
But it is going to turn and you see Stranger over there trying to bash it on the nose, being the nearest target. So we're looking at, against you, Stranger, a 9 from the beak and a 16 from the claws.
16's exact.
Okay, that's a total of 11 slashing damage.
Is there a stranger wearing?
As they claw back some of the cloth, what armor do you reveal?
Oh, I guess it's covered. I
Yeah.
can't see well.
Chainmail.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to the top of the round.
Non-lethal. Bonk.
Miss.
Aw. That is my turn.
Screeches in your ears. Abarash.
Bad.
Abarash?
Sorry, I stepped away. I didn't realize my mic was still muted. It's still not too bad.
It literally just took damage for the first time in the fight.
Yeah, Abrash feels like the trickle of his warm blood running down his chest. Like, hey, those idiots can bash a bear in the head. Another Eldritch Blast. 16 to hit.
For 7, noted. That brings us to Stranger.
Keep going, you're doing great.
Versatile bit.
No, that was a versatile hit, correct?
Yes.
Alright, that was a mighty bonk. That is 11 damage. Noted. Brings us to the one of the blood boys. He's very much covered in blood.
The one who drinks blood.
Oh. Ari, you're up. Did y'all kill
survival.
Ari? Okay, there we go.
Maybe we can get out of here quick. I will fling another bullet at it, or another rock.
Okay. Misses, unfortunately.
That's all I'm doing.
It will take its swings at the bite towards Stranger and the claws towards Aldrix. The
Okay.
bite rolls a 25, and the claws roll a 2 on the die. So you are bitten,
Lightning.
Stranger, for 7 damage. Bringing us to Aldrix. As the creature rears and roars, you do see that over your shoulder, the other one is trying to rouse.
How beat up does the stranger look?
Moderately?
They look dead.
I'll say
Oh, fine.
they don't look alive.
Okay. Non-lethal bonk.
It's getting close.
That'll be my turn.
Alright, Abarosh. It's very close.
Seeing that, Abrash is going to jump over the unconscious one, charge forward, and to non-lethally bash the this one in the face.
Okay.
15.
Can you not do one more point of damage, sir?
Oh dear.
I don't think he can without killing it.
I mean, we have one, right?
Non-lethal.
She didn't need both. She didn't need both. This bear's gonna eat one of us because you're like, oh no, we need to protect the mommy and daddy.
I think
We're
we'll
not-
be.
We're not here to kill them. They're not a nuisance. Live with
Abrash
nature,
should
not
point
against it.
at his like
Yo, having this like
vision
deep dose off of
bleeding like open wound. They're a nuisance to me and in my amount of skin.
You haven't. Oh yeah, you did. Get beat up a
5
little bit.
words, guys. 5 words.
They're home.
Anything else, Abarosh?
I could. This is Ari talking. I feel like Ari's encouraging would just like make Abrash do the opposite. I would you like it when you kill things when people kill things you don't want them to. Fine, Abrash will stay his hand.
Okay, Stranger, it's up to you.
Alright, I've got 5 words for them. Collect the blood already. And I want to punch it.
Abarosh looks down at the vials in his pocket.
Yep. Falling for it.
Because if it looks,
It's teetering. You're pretty sure its next attacks are going to be an issue.
okay. What does it take to punch again? I didn't write it down.
Strength?
Yeah, it's
Just
just
strength?
proficient strength attack.
Again, you could non-lethal flat of the blade your sword as well.
Yeah, but it's cooler if I punch it.
Okay, punch the owlbear. Okay, you punch the owlbear for what is your strength modifier?
3.
3 damage. Non-lethal. You knock out an owlbear.
Okay, let's get the blood and get out.
Oh, rush. You have the vials.
With my own vials, I'll collect some from the big one.
Did Rush step away again?
No, what?
You have the vials.
Yeah.
You collect the blood.
That's what we're
No.
asking for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I shall hand over the vials.
What will it take to fill these up to the...
They have bleeding wounds.
Okay, so just...
It's almost like someone bit one.
See, you're helping all along, Avrush. Doesn't it feel good to help others?
Irish just glares.
But there's
Like
still that
scowl
awful
revealing the
chemical taste on your tongue. They did not taste good whatsoever.
Okay, once we have enough, I assume, leave.
While they're collecting blood, I want to try and make sure, like, that they are going to survive.
Okay, medicine. For the record, if they're taking the time to get the blood like safely, cleanly, you could take 10.
Sure.
As I'm getting the blood for the one I'm doing, I will cast Spare the Dying on it just in case.
Okay.
Just guidance. Yeah. Take my time. Make sure that they're good. If I do have more time, I'm a bit curious if there is children in here or they have babies, but not that we really do much about it besides knowing it.
You go to the back, and sure enough, there is. You're pretty sure what would best be described as a clutch. It's only a singular egg, but just the one.
Distance. Trying to not touch things. Okay. Were the feathers that we found at the entrance, were they the same from the owlbears themselves?
Look like it, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to grab a feather on our way out.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Stepping out, Sarah is looking at you like, that didn't sound like a bear. Don't they go like rawr? And she does like the little claw hands.
Like,
I will tell her some fun stories about owlbears as we head back.
I want to point out, she says that, and then she sees Iberish like come limping out with blood pouring down the front. Ari with blood dripping down his back. Like, her joke just immediately just dies.
So while that was nice and all, shouldn't we at least make sure that there isn't like a normal bear that we're actually supposed to be going after?
I mean,
they're very bear-like.
We could look and see if there might be any more bear dens around.
Survival.
I will assist, since I assume this needs to be trained.
Needs to be trained.
Or somebody can assist me.
Might be worth the time to do guidance, just to take a little bit longer to make sure. Yeah, that could help.
Nope, nothing else around here.
I say, even with a maxed out survival, you pretty much conclude this probably was a bear den, and then whatever bear was here, the Albert said, "Yo, this is ours now. Vacate." The bear grabbed its hat, grabbed its briefcase, said, "You know what? Fair. You guys have a nice day," and went on its merry way. Or they ate it.
Like, is it? Because it seems like there was a bear here. That's a different story.
There does some, like, the fur does not line up with the owlbears. You realize it's fairly old fur. So chances are
Like
some of
days, weeks.
the detritus that your companions fell in were excreted bear remains.
Okay. You can lead with that the fact that the bear is no more. There is no bear blood.
All right.
But she potentially meant this the whole time.
So, eventually, tracking your way back with relative safety and ease of travel, the girls were even offered a walk so that Ari, being the most heavily wounded between the two of you, can rest a little because you look a little messed up.
You guys right. I'll be fine.
But you arrive at the witch's hut after another an evening of rest and find yourselves pushing through the illusion, this time on accident more than anything, because you don't know exactly when or where it's going to trigger. And there she does seem to have been expecting you, as appears to be a cobbled together porridge meal, and her sitting in that little frog pose with her head tilted. You return alive. Wonderful.
Yes. Turns out the bear was more of an owl bear. Or the bear was removed from its den by two owl bears.
Oh?
Yes.
It had been a month and a half since I last traveled that particular region.
But we did get blood from them.
Oh?
I will hand over vial.
And judging by your bandaging, got more than that.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to see you at least barely survived.
No, but I'm not letting that one go.
You know, do you have any idea how hard it was to say that with a serious face? Any idea?
I think I do. And we left both of them alive.
Oh, that is most wonderful. It didn't happen to have offspring with it, did you? Because if there were two, chances are they were breeding.
Would Ari have shared about the egg?
Would Ari be thinking about the egg? If you're
She starts asking.
Yeah, she asked if there was offspring, and that was it. So did you tell your party, or did you happen to just think about it?
He has not told the party. It wasn't asked. He wasn't going to mention it because operas aren't ready for killing these things.
Okay.
Which, I mean, was easier, but...
So, as you are... You're semi-conscious of her proclivity to detect thoughts. Give me a wisdom saving throw if you're trying to protect that particular thought. As she tried to pull it with you unprepared. you catch yourself and immediately start in your head going potato, 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 potato. Just random thoughts of, oh man, my back really hurts. Anything and everything you can to not to hide that you're not hiding or are hiding something.
Yeah.
And she kind of squints her eyes at you. We will see what her insight says. She kind of squints at you, and you're almost immediately aware, like, she knows you hid something, but she's not confident in that being a positive or negative response to her question, so she kind of just lets it go. Oh, well, if it becomes too much of a problem, I have a feeling the Fae will deal with it. You have still technically bought me not bear blood, but serviceable components. She holds out that long arm and fingers outstretched towards Abarush.
Arash would proffer the vials when prompted to do so.
Still warm, and her fingers just lace around them. And like as she turns her hand, palm down, the vials disappear. Full parlor trick mode, but still. And in that same motion, where the little cauldron of porridge and the stumps are set up for you guys to sit and have a meal. As noted, the potions appear, the healing potions notably, as well as the full dragon breath potion. Now, as for your choices, because again, I shall uphold my end. You have a choice of one of three. And this also will tell you in advance that if you intend to try and acquire more and seek more work from me, these are the sort of things I offer. I have a distilled Ettin's toe that will provide you with the strength of its former bearer. We have a ghost's last breath, which will assist you in evading one's visual acuity. And she's kind of like looking to gauge your reactions to the offerings.
Absorbing the offerings so far.
And a personal favorite. One in which you do not imbibe in full, but yourself and a beastie share in parts, and allows you to split the senses between them.
That more or less what we got.
Pretty much, yes. A giant's strength potion, a potion of invisibility, and effectively like a warg potion. Yeah. Well, a warg elixir.
Gotcha. Okay, guys, which one do we want?
Share senses with a beast, is that right?
Correct. You be able to perceive through their senses. Most useful for the average adventurer, I'd imagine. Being able to get a bird's eye view, and as she says, a crow like swoops over your heads and takes roost on a nearby branch.
Yeah, horses are known for their great visual acuity.
The horse looks at you insulted.
I was gonna say, I imagine the horse just stamps at that point.
Hey! It's
If
cataracts. It's not my fault.
If our horse understands common, then we need to get something else to pull our cart, and the horse needs to start pulling its weight.
The horse has been a druid this whole time.
As the group of us makes a choice. Is that correct?
Say again.
She was posing this as the group of us gets to make a
You
choice.
get one of these. Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's only so helpful if you can be quiet at it.
Yes.
So
And
that might not be helpful.
what do you mean we were perfectly quiet?
She gives you a knowing
Dead glare.
smile, Ari, as that thought you don't have time to protect.
I thought I don't even try to protect.
She gets that mental image of both the stranger and Aldrox just standing up with all the filth covering them.
Meanwhile, I was somehow the loudest.
You probably kick something under both of their feet.
It's probably most useful.
The what was most useful? You unfortunately once again.
Wi-Fi is up tonight. I don't know what the deal is. I don't feel like I'm doing anything different. I mean, it is a new-ish machine, but it's the same I have for like the last week or two.
Well,
Yeah,
I know it happened
the
last week, but it just wasn't as bad.
strength of the former bear is most useful to us. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Hopefully, keep our brush up and in between whatever we're facing.
Get one of our frontliners super strong for something.
That might be helpful, but do not particularly rely on my strength to do damage.
Typically, I don't either, but I bonk.
Has nothing to you not wanting to drink a distilled in tow.
I drink blood.
I could try to appraise the monetary value if that helps them decide.
She kind of rolls her eyes.
I'd prefer not either, but they don't seem to understand the value of these.
I think it's for he needs cold weather clothes, and we don't have the money for it.
Is
We
that
get-
what you were after? You could have said as much.
Well, we are quite broke.
Well, think on the offerings, and then she sort of like that cat churn of just the upper torso, and then like 4 appendages down, crawls off the stump before righting herself, and sort of saunters inside. You hear things flying around like she's looking for something. What could go wrong?
That is a very good point, Ari.
I feel like you'd get more out of selling the potion raw.
Sell it to the Rollers Guild.
How does the Rollers Guild feel about juicing?
Don't get caught.
Okay, so do it outside the building.
Like, hey man, I saw your last fight. It was dog shit. You need some help?
The B-Sense one is definitely not bad, but the issue is that it's a shared imbibement, so you would, if you wanted to use a bird, have to catch said bird.
Yeah, and I don't think we have anybody who's particularly good with animals.
Yeah, some skill now and then.
My gut's telling me the strength potion.
Yeah.
She comes back out with what looks to be something wrapped in a sort of waxened paper, as well as resting on it vials about the same size as what she had proffered to Arwash to get the mission done. Um, a sign of appreciation for such diligent and swift work. And she hands what looks to be bundled up clothing towards you, Ari. These, um, they won't help endure the worst of the cold to the north. And she kind of stares at you, assuming that's why you're trying to get cold weather clothing. But they will, if nothing else, at least help.
I think we're landing on the safety Etten juice. The choice.
Wonderful choice. The same hand turns back palm up, and a grayish, fleshy, hued vial appears. And there you are.
You said you might have more. I don't know. Our timeline is very flexible right now. Curious what you had in mind, or if you need more time to think if you need any more assistance.
Give me 2 days to perform some experiments with what you brought me. If you find yourself still flexible at that time, by all means, return. And she reaches out and with this long, the long pointer finger touches you just over the your nose, between your eyes. It's just a faint little tap and this almost zap of energy exchange between the two of you, and you find yourself as you look around, adjusting accordingly, able to see through the illusion, and as a result, more easily find your way back.
Back a bit. Okay.
2 days.
Look on his face. Very well. We may return.
Yep.
We will see. Now.
We'll see.
And she does this she gestures at the the pot,
Ugh.
help yourself, but otherwise she just kind of
I will have some porridge.
slinks off into her house, start experimenting.
I will take the free hot food.
As well, Abrash.
I rush for you. It doesn't taste great. This is probably one of the first warm food meals you have had since your change, and
Yeah.
it has the unfortunate of it's not even for Aldrich, the flavor's not great, but man, this would have been really nice if it didn't taste like burnt ash.
Yeah.
Waits for a bit. Let people start eating it. Watching.
Yeah, no one turns into pigs or elk or anything like that. It appears to be safe to consume.
Just good. Just the extra cost.
Just in case. She kind of pokes her head near one of the windows, like, I'll pretend not to be insulted.
Like a thumbs up. I am hungry after dealing with those owlbears. We weren't that far out from the town, I believe, in terms of being able to go back.
Yeah, you probably can make it there by the evening if you attempt to push to do so.
Granted, that means paying for room. Ari is fine to camp. I enjoy being outdoors, but I don't know that everybody else is. I'm not really making coin to pay for an inn.
The issue.
Arcana check, stranger, if you want to try and gauge the value. You're fairly sure that the greater healing potion, in and of itself, probably will run anywhere between 100 200 gold a piece. Finding a buyer obviously is always an issue. The dragon's breath, you're confident that whatever it took to make this, one, involves a dragon, which that's a worrisome state to begin with. But the sampling piece is probably worth 200 to 250 gold. Again, finding a buyer is an issue. The full version, you're pretty sure would run anywhere between 4 to 500 if you can find a buyer. The end strength, you're not sure. Again, gotta find a buyer, but the fact that, or try to sell it as something other than a distilled Ento.
That might help.
Probably 250 to 300 gold.
Basically, it would really help if we weren't in the boonies.
In a place that is like abhors the Wood Witch's magic.
I will share that information with them.
Yeah. Though they're valuable. Just more for their use for us right now.
They're more valuable to city folk than
Yeah.
outskirts.
Yeah. I had a hunch, but
A hunch, you say? I have an ointment for that.
different type of hunch.
Goes back to what she was doing. Thinking herself absolutely hilarious. You can tell she probably doesn't get a whole lot of socialization out here.
Yes.
Abrash did chuckle a little.
Was a city or village to the east, I believe, of Summerhelm. I don't know how far away they are, or big, if we know how big that place is, if it's worthwhile to travel there.
Back over there. Boom, boom, boom.
Helm.
I mean, Summerhelm is the biggest city in this area that you know of. As you are not, none of you here are fully aware of the northern layout.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was marked on that map we was able to copy or not. But if not, okay. I don't remember how much cold weather out clothing was.
You effectively have cold weather clothing. The problem with if you've inspected it is it's not going to take a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
So like fighting in it, doing heavy work in it, it'll start to tear fairly quickly.
It almost took mending.
I love that every time someone almost takes mending is when I give them something fragile. It,
Oh,
like,
and
like
I
pretty
would have used
consistently.
mending. I would have used that more than my other cantrip that I haven't ever used. But you never know.
But that said, if you make intent or converse with her, she does allow you to effectively stay on the property if you are looking to rest here. Um, she just makes it a point that you are not to enter her hut at night.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is she saying we can enter any other time during the day?
You are considered guests, yes.
Oh, thank you. I guess I think it's a question to the group. Do you want to travel back and sleep in town? Do you have funds to pay?
I have no funds. A big old zero.
I have some funds, but I do not relish the idea of traveling.
I'm content to set up here, a little bit farther away, give her some space, but I'm good for here.
That would be my vote as well.
Yep, I'm good to stay here.
Oh, ye who rest on the witch's land, cursed you shall be. And that's where we fade to black.
Okay.
That's also not canon, just to be clear.
We're already cursed by fate, so.
Yeah, they can stack, sir.
Nah.
You can have up to 10 curses.
Well, I figure the curse by fate is worth at least 8.
That puts me at 3 curses.